I've never fooled anyone. I've let people fool themselves. They didn't bother to find out who and what I was. Instead, they would invent a character for me. I wouldn't argue with them. They were obviously loving somebody I wasn't. Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Even if you cannot change all the people around you, you can change the people you choose to be around. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you. Spend your life with people who make you smile, laugh, and feel loved. We have to allow ourselves to be loved by the people who really love us, the people who really matter. Too much of the time, we are blinded by our own pursuits of people to love us, people that don't even matter, while all that time we waste, and the people who do love us have to stand on the sidewalk and watch us beg in the streets. It's time to put an end to this. It's time for us to let ourselves be loved. The only way that we can live is if we grow. The only way that we can grow is if we change. The only way that we can change is if we learn. The only way we can learn is if we are exposed. And the only way that we can become exposed is if we throw ourselves out into the open. Do it. Throw yourself. Life is about accepting the challenges along the way, choosing to keep moving forward, and savoring the journey. The only person you have to please is yourself. Laughter is good for you, but it isn't always the best medicine. When you're sick, go to the doctor. Don't spend your life trying to fit into a round hole. Put your energy into finding the other square pegs. The more impressed someone seems to be with themselves, the less impressive I find them to be. Love isn't about trying to change other people. It's about accepting them for all of who they are. If a person's words say they love you, but their actions do not send the same message, listen to their actions. What's your favorite part about a rainy day? I'm all about a cup of tea and a good book next to a rainy window. Love, like everything else in life, should be a discovery, an adventure. And like most adventures, you don't know you're having one until you're right in the middle of it. I advise you to stop sharing your dreams with people who try to hold you back, even if they're your parents, because if you're the kind of person who senses there's something out there for you beyond whatever it is you're expected to do, if you want to be extraordinary, you will not get there by hanging around a bunch of people who tell you you're not extraordinary. Instead, you will probably become as ordinary as they expect you to be. Don't beat yourself up for not knowing the answers. You don't always have to know who you are. You don't have to have the big picture or know where you're heading. Sometimes it's enough just to know what you're going to do next. Those people cannot enjoy comfortably what God has given them because they see and covet what He has not given them. All of our discontents for what we want appear to me to spring from want of thankfulness for what we have. Loss invites reflection and reformulating and a change of strategies. Loss hurts and bleeds and aches. Loss is always ready to call out your name in the night. Loss follows you home and taunts you at the breakfast table, follows you to work in the morning. You have to make accommodations and broker deals to soften the rabbit punches that loss brings to your daily life. You have to take the word loser and add it to your resume and walk around with it on your name tag as it hand feeds you your own shit in dosages too large for even great beasts to swallow. The word loser follows you, bird dogs you, sniffs you out of whatever fields you hide in, because you have to face things clearly and you cannot turn away from what is true. Most people miss their whole lives, you know. Listen, life isn't when you are standing on top of a mountain looking at a sunset. Life isn't waiting at the altar or the moment your child is born, or that time you were swimming in a deep water and a dolphin came up alongside you. These are fragments, 10 or 12 grains of sand spread throughout your entire existence. These are not life. Life is brushing your teeth or making a sandwich or watching the news or waiting for the bus. Or walking. Every day, thousands of tiny events happen, and if you're not watching, if you're not careful, if you don't capture them and make them count, you could miss it. You could miss your whole life. The truth is, what you do matters. What you do today matters. What you do every day matters. Successful people just do the things that seem to make no difference in the act of doing them, and they do them over and over and over until the compound effect kicks in. And I just think that if you believe in something and you want it so much and you're not hurting anyone else, you have to go for it, which sometimes means taking a risk, even if it's scary. But the thing you want most to happen doesn't stand a chance unless you give it one. The magic of each day lives in the unknown. It's waking up as one person and accepting that when night falls, we may be someone else entirely. So, when you ask what my story is, forgive me. I'm not quite sure yet. It's funny how the mind wanders. Here I sit in the Amazon basin in the tropics thinking about marriage and other crap. Someday, far in the distance, I shall read this and think of these days. One day, some good will come from these thoughts maybe. Perhaps they will help someone else. For sure as hell, they don't seem to do me much bloody good. I must read Dickens, Tolstoy, Hardy, Dostoevsky, Maupassant and Galsworthy. I must read Lawrence, Woolf and Joyce. I must listen to music, read more and learn more about modern and ancient. I must read Kant, Freud, Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, Aristotle, Sophocles. I must become a fountain of knowledge. I must go home soon. If your education or qualification doesn't make you understand important stuff, the right and the wrong, consequences and repercussions, how to respect time, people, nature, and thyself, how to comprehend, how to follow principles and how to apply logic, how to use the information or what you know and how to apply intelligence, how to survive and how to live better, how to become a better person, then your education or qualification is useless and has failed you.